What do you think about what's happening next year? And if you're...
Dude, it's hard. We don't know enough. There's so many worries out there. So I wish they could just talk to us more.
Yeah.
Tell the teams, the riders more. Like, we literally don't know anything yet. There's so many rumors, and I wish I knew where a lot of them came from. There's so many about this or that, or
it's like a girlfriend that's angry at you, or she's like, "I'm fine. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. It's fine," and you're like,
"Well, can you just tell me?"
Yeah.
Why were you just saying it's fine if you don't want to tell me?
Yeah, tell me what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some massive worries, dude. I think one of the biggest ones I've got is the pay-per-view thing. If it goes to pay-per-view or whatever they want to do, I don't know if they are or I don't know. I've heard speculation that they're going to pay-per-view and we won't get paid, which is insane to me. Like in any other sport, if someone told you right now, "Hey Dean, can you go outside and do wheelies for us? I'm going to sell tickets to it." You're not getting any money, but I'm going to sell tickets to you doing wheelies, and you've got to pay $10 to park your car. Are you going to go outside and do wheelies for someone?
Yeah.
There's no way you're going to do that. So I think the disrespect from them, if they think they can charge people to watch us as the riders, the product, their literal product, the disrespect that if they think they can charge people to come and watch us race and risk our lives getting hurt, like what we love to do, but still, like we're putting on a
still
show.
Dangerous. Yeah,
we're still being dancing monkeys. If they think they can expect us to do that for free while they profit off us, I think that is insane to me in our sport and like the 21st century, that a company thinks they can profit off us putting on a show. And I know we get paid by our sponsors, but that's beside the point. It's nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully they're not that crazy and they are going to compensate us for the money they're making off the back of us. And hopefully that's a thing.
Because it's like, you've got to look at now, like the views they would get out of like us as being the product that is being viewed.
Yeah.
And like, for example, like when you do the YouTube stuff, like you see how many views you get from doing that.
Exactly.
And how far that goes. And I'm like, these are millions and millions of views, not hundreds.
Yeah, I get revenue off the adverts because you or Google sell ads for people to watch my video, and then I get the money off it. It's a percentage of it, and it's pretty easy to work out. So that's one worry. The other worry is if it is pay-per-view, do we lose loads of viewing people? I know Supercross and Motocross, you got to pay to view that. I do personally pay for the year fee because I think it's good. It goes back into the sport. But I bet they lose a lot of viewers off it as well. I don't think it's going to suddenly overnight have way more viewers because they're charging. And in Supercross, they do get money. I think it's $1,200 for 40th place in a night show because the fans are paying for tickets. The people are paying online to watch it. So it's only fair. I think people haven't realized for years at Fort William that fans pay to be there to watch us. And we don't get any money there.
Yeah.
I know they've got to put the event on and it's got to be sustainable. But at the same time, people are paying to come and watch us and we're just hurtling down the hill for free. Yeah. Which is kind of weird. And I know Red Bull's kind of similar because they are selling fizzy drinks off the back of us going down the hill. Yeah. And they're not giving us any of the money for that. But it's a really hard one to judge. But
who do you like? How far back do you think athletes should be getting paid? Because I
think if you're in the live feed, at least
top 30. Then.
I think minimum if you're in a live feed, especially if you're charging people, fans of our sport, these amazing people that want to watch us race. If you're charging fans to watch us race, then if you're a racer, you should be getting paid for that. Yeah, you know, like anything. If you're a boxer, they do pay-per-view, so they get money for it. It's not like they're just going to go out there and box for free. Yeah, you know, or I don't know, anything you'd pay to go and watch. Like someone should be getting some of the money.
Yeah, if you're charging them out, like they are, like you say.
Yeah, you're renting us out.
Yeah,
you know, we're hookers
for free.
Yeah, for free. And it's like, I know there's another topic at the minute that I believe we get ripped off with the UCI and them is that you have to run a GoPro camera. And I could sell that sponsorship to someone else. Yeah. But they force you to wear a GoPro.
Well, this is another point I want to talk about. Because at Snowshoe, they force you to use a GoPro, but then they didn't let you run a GoPro because there's so you have to sign a waiver to use a GoPro.
In practice,
and we all like a heap of people sign it, and it's like, but then at the next race you go to, they're like, you haven't signed it, and that's just
they for TV they say they can only choose a certain number of riders because there's so many cameras to go around, which is a complete lie.
Because we all use
our own cameras. They don't give you the camera. Yeah. So I think anyone should be allowed to film it. I know there's going to be TV rights over it, but again, you should be able to use your own camera if you want, or if you need to standardize what camera we use, then we all need to be compensated for it. If you sell a deal to GoPro for $100,000, let's say, and everyone has to use your GoPro in the finals run now, if you get a certain place, You know, like first place now gets 1,000, seconds 500, whatever it is. I'm making up the number. It could be $10. But forcing someone to use a brand of product and then not compensating them for it is a pretty risky one, because before we know it, they could say everyone's on Dunlop tires and you don't get any money for it, because we need it to be standardized so we can measure the rolling speed between split 5 and 6, because we want to see whose tires rolling the quickest today. You know, like, because you're all on the same tires, like F1, but then
it's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. Yeah, it's not that crazy to think like that.
No, it's not that crazy to say, oh, we want to standardize the camera. Okay, but we need compensating because there's other brands out there that are trying to sign me. And
even just letting us run it is another thing, because you obviously you weren't. So you got it taken off in the start.
I got it taken off literally before the start at Snowshoe because someone hadn't put me on a list. But why are you discriminating one rider from another? If we all have this camera, just let us run it. Yeah,
that thing, like, that blows me away with just for the fact it's like, everyone loses now. Like, you lose out on revenue from the video, you lose out on exposure on the sport. The Snowshoe loses out for exposure. Like, everyone loses.
Red Bull, everyone fans
GoPro,
that have wanted to watch that back, or like watch me go past them, watch me get sketchy. Snowshoe might have wanted to be like, oh, Bernard, do you mind if we use that to show how cool our World Cup was last week? Like, everyone loses out because of either laziness or greed that someone wants to control it. Is a weird
that blew me away because I was in line and Kai Hearn was behind me, and they took his off him, and he's like, I've got the thing, and they're like, oh, that was for qualifying, but that's not for race. And I'm like,
same
every
for me,
every time I've signed something, it's for both.
Yeah, it's super weird.
It's like, and why does it change each race? Like, that's another thing. It's just like, should it, like, if you've signed a thing at the start, sign it, put all the races on it.
We've signed for the safety, we're done, we're in. I don't see why it matters or why they need to control that so much. So that's another weird one. It's some power and money, I think, and you need to have some control over it. But I think going too far and exploiting the riders is a bit of a concern.
Yeah.